Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love is Blind, Season 7, Episode 12.
Listen, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. We are finally at the end. I think the only episode after this is the reunion, and I cannot wait.
Yes.
You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So we start with Marissa and Ramses. Marissa wants to marry Ramses.
Yeah.
She is telling him that a risk of falling in love is your heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Ramses apparently spoke to a family member and he learned that his ex was hurting more than he realized after the divorce. And he's scared to end up hurting Marissa in that same way.
What that even mean?
Well, Marissa tells him, well, this is about us. Like, let's not let other people like come between us or influence our thoughts or past relationships.
Yeah.
But Ramses doesn't think that love is enough. There are certain things that they can't get around, just day to day living together and just that working out. So Marissa says that we talked about you needing your space. She loves him enough to understand what he needs. She's promising to go through life with him forever, and they bring out good characteristics, characteristics in each other.
Okay.
Ramses says that he has always followed his emotions in life and his feelings are telling him to move forward, but making those emotional decisions have been wrong decisions in the past.
Yeah.
So he wants to be more logical with this decision.
Okay.
Well, Marissa says, you don't feel like you're making a mistake, though. And Ramses tells her that after the conversations with his family, he was realizing that he was brushing things aside that are actually important.
Wow.
And Marissa's like, well, I don't have actual like solid examples. Like, what exactly are you talking about? And he talks about their energies, just living in the same space. And he's wondering if her energy is going to be too much for him. Like things about her work issues, the day-to-day stresses. And he hasn't really had time to himself.
Yeah.
Well, Marissa says that you fell in love with me for who I am. Now you're saying that I'm too much. And he tells her that in the pause, it was amazing. And she's like, yeah, guys have always said in the beginning, they love my personality. They love being around me, but they always end up saying that I'm too much. Yeah. She knows that sometimes that she just needs to chill. And that's something that she would be willing to work on. But it sounds like he's already made up his mind that she is too much for him. Yeah. So she tells him that he probably shouldn't have come to this experience. Like he would have needed to live with somebody for a longer time before getting married. And he says that 3 weeks would have been fine, but he didn't anticipate feeling this way. Well, Marissa wants to someone to be sure of her. Yeah. So they end up hugging it out. He's telling her that he's sorry. She's asking if he's sure. They end up falling on the ground and crying. Like it was just like a very emotional moment. And she feels that he's making a mistake. Yeah. She says that she is heartbroken and she just kind of can't wrap her mind around the fact that 2 days ago they were excited and getting emotional about getting married. And now it's a wrap. Yeah. So she ends up calling her mom and tells her mom that they called off the wedding.
Your thoughts, Blair?
As hard as it was, and I know Marissa was so happy and excited to get married and think that she found her person, but he was not your person. And as hard as that is to like wrap her head around because he was so excited, he was downplaying a lot of the issues, and a lot of the issues they were having, they weren't actually resolving. And I felt like a lot of their core values were different in their beliefs. For him to just kind of put it as like her energy is too much for him, I feel like there's more to it than that. I felt like that was kind of wrong to say like, yeah, you're just a lot and I just can't be with you. I'm just like, y'all got a lot more stuff that y'all don't really like mesh well on. But I think it's for the best. Like he really, as much as he tried to pander to you and to say that he understood you or he got you and all this type of stuff, he really didn't. And I'm glad that he's finally being honest and truthful so you guys can move forward and, actually find who your person is. Yeah. So,
you could sum all that up, Blair, by just saying, Chris, you was right.
Okay. Okay.
I appreciate you giving a good dialogue, your good explanation, but you could have just literally sum all that up by saying, Chris, you was right. I remember when we were reviewing episodes while they was in the pods, and even though, you said Ramses looked kind of like, he looked kind of bummy a little bit, because you ain't like the hair. Nobody really liked the twist on like the side of the hair.
Yeah, a little bit unserious.
Yeah, a little unserious. But you're like, I like them. And I was like, no. Because the minute she said that she don't want a masculine man, I'm just paraphrasing, and he's like, oh yeah, like, no, I'm not that. I'm very progressive. Red flag. If you are in a heterosexual relationship, you want a man. And at the end of the day, Ramses wasn't a man. I'm happy that Blair said, because I wanted you to say that line that he said on that episode where he was like, it's just our energies. That's how progressive men talk. They talk about nothing, a whole bunch of crap. You know, it's just our energies. What do you mean? Her energy of like being tired from driving back to Baltimore back and forth? You talk about the energy to when she go through her menstrual cycle once a month? You talk about her energy to where like, oh, I don't want to be touched. I don't want to have sex today.
Or maybe when she's too excited and bubbly, and is that too much energy? Like, she's a person. Like,
come on now.
Like, she's going to have her ups and downs and highs and lows, and you know, she's a person. She's not an imaginary lady.
Facts. She's not a blow up doll that you could just stick your thing in and then basically she could just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So Ramses is a child. He's a fool. He's a follower. He's not progressive as he thinks he is. You let this man come on this show, Marissa, and basically disrespect your career. You get what I'm saying? You went all these years being in the military and things like that. He made you promise you won't go back. And now you're not even with him. So girl, go back. You get what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. Become a lawyer for the military for all I care. You know, you made this man do all of this and things of that nature. Talk about your career. Talk about your views. All for him to blame it on energy?
Yeah.
All to blame it on a conversation he had with his family and friends about a divorce he had, and to make it seem like basically like, yeah, we had a divorce, and like the mother clocked it in a way, even though the mother is kind of disrespectful. She was like, you making yourself sound like a saint.
Yeah. Like,
y'all both was wrong. And now he's gonna come on this show basically talk about, I did not know how much my ex-wife was hurting. What are you talking about?
What does that matter now?
It don't matter.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I don't think that you can really be with a woman in the sense of being patient, being loving, long-suffering, and things like that. Because if this is what you went through with Marissa, I can only have an idea of what you went through with your ex-wife and things like that. Maybe it wasn't just the religious views. Maybe you didn't have the patience for energies, and maybe you didn't have the patience for when she was down, and maybe you didn't have the patience of when she didn't want to have sex one day. Ramses, you're a clown. You a fool. I clocked you on day one. I was right. Y'all can write that in the comments.
Well, read him, honey.
Thank you, baby.
So the guys are at their bachelor party, which I thought was a pretty cool bachelor party. They went to a Wizards game.
A little empty. just two contestants?
Garrett and Tyler.
Yeah.
But they brought their friends along.
Yeah.
Then Ashley and Taylor, they had like kind of like a pajama theme party, bachelorette
beautiful.
party.
It was nice.
So Taylor and Garrett, they partake in the halftime show. No, not Taylor. Tyler. And Tyler ends up winning a signed basketball.
Yeah.
Taylor says that she and Ashley are strong women, and if something was a non-negotiable, they would have come up. They would have called it quits.
Stop right there if you can, my wife.
Yeah.
I would like to know, what is Ashley's non-negotiables?
I'm curious to know too.
Because finding out he got 3 kids randomly on like episode 9, 10 or whatever, that's not a non-negotiable. Like, here's the thing. Let me teach y'all something, right? Being strong, especially being a strong woman, like I know, right? Is not about how much damage you can take. And I don't want Ashley to define her strength by how much she can take, by how much punching she can take and things like that. With the whole, like, you know what, I'm strong because this man can lie to my face and I stuck by him.
Yeah.
That's not strength. That's foolery.
And I want to say too, like, and maybe I'm jumping ahead, but
no, go ahead,
Ashley talks about how dating at her age, it can feel like she's dating from the clearance rack.
Oh yeah.
And I don't disagree. I think that there's a lot of piss in the pool, there's a little bit of feces in the pool, and there's a lot of shifting through a lot of stuff.
Am I clear?
To get to your person.
I feel you.
But the thing is, it's not the fact that Tyler has kids. It's the fact that Tyler hid his kids, hid the situation, and manipulated her to get her to say yes to his proposal, when maybe if she had that information in the pod, she would have tried somebody else.
If you go touch it, Blair, touch it.
So my thing with Ashley is, maybe it's not a non-negotiable that he has kids, but I would think it would be a non-negotiable for a man to hide or lie about his children
manipulation,
in order to get you to say yes to a proposal.
You're right.
To me, that is non-negotiable.
That's a
but I'm not
non-negotiable.
Ashley. You know,
You're not Ashley.
Ashley's gonna do what Ashley's gonna do.
And and I just hope she, to your point, like you can be strong and actually like calling someone out and be like, no, I'm not doing this.
Exactly. And you don't have to feel so much that, oh my gosh, I'm in the clearance rack. He has kids. I got to be okay with that. Girl, he manipulated you.
Yeah, he did.
So I don't think you want to be with a manipulator.
Yeah.
You know?
But
hey, anyway, so they're talking about how they have to give a lot more grace to the guys and even to themselves due to the speed of the process.
Yeah.
So we get to Tyler and Ashley's wedding.
Yeah.
So we see flashbacks of their love story. Tyler says that after everyone leaves, they are going to the baby making station.
Ooh,
and she wants to be pregnant in about a year. And I'm just like, Tyler, this is feeling like a fetish at this point.
For one,
it's really weird. It's really weird. Like you talk about it a lot.
It's whack.
Like I understand people, you know, get married, they want to have kids, but it's just like, why is this a topic of conversation like almost every scene?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So Ashley's friend gets her like a nice little robe for her evening with Tyler. She says that she's a relationship girl and the pickings have been slim, but she's happy that she found someone who loves as hard as she does. She feels safe and protected emotionally.
Yeah.
He allows her to be powerful. They both cook. He gets her coffee every day. And the friend is kind of trying to hint at her like, girl, this is kind of the beginning stages. You know, me and, you know, our homegirl here, you know, we can tell you how things change. And Ashley was like, he's not like that. You know, she doesn't have to ask for anything. He is just a lover, and that is who he is to his core.
Stop right there. I got to drop my love bombs a little bit, right? When someone can just describe you as that, because they did a flashback of their love story, as Blair said, and all it was just compliments, a bunch of empty nothings, nothing to prepare about the future. We don't know where they go live. Hopefully, it's still in the DMV, right? We don't know basically their values outside of, like, you know, he do the prayer for show and things like that. He cries a lot and things like that. He's a lover. He makes me coffee. It's all acts of service. And I kind of get what the friends were saying. Some people can look at the friends and just basically say, hey, it usually start off that way and kind of seem like it's kind of negative, but there's nothing of an anchor that basically define Tyler and y'all two as a couple. The most thing that define y'all as an anchor is that he has 3 kids and that you have to adjust to that. And basically, I don't even think that, well, it's not, no, I don't think he lied to her on TV, basically saying like, yeah, they don't know what I look like. It's basically just a sperm donor thing. And like, you know, I'm just doing my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't really think like they had a conversation in depth, because he's not honest about what his everyday life looks like and what it will look like with her included in it with these kids.
Yeah, and look, we're gonna take some detours, well, because I mean it was kind of a short episode.
No, go ahead.
So I got a few detours. So
just a few.
So, you know, I've been keeping up with what's been going on social media.
Help me.
And how his baby mom came out and said that the first child was a sperm donor situation with her, you know, ex-wife type of thing. But the twins were a surprise, and she was like, "Do with that what you will." So you know,
I will.
Naturally, that's what happened. And for me, yeah, she was talking about how, you know, within the past year he has been ghost, and within the past year he's been married to Ashley. So my thing is like, yeah, like you're talking about how does your life look? How does it look like with the kids? How are we going to kind of blend, you know, and create a family with, you know, all these people, with your baby mom and all this type of stuff? It's as though that life never existed.
Yeah.
And at this point, Ashley only has what she has from Tyler as far as his explanation. So I'm not too hard on her in this moment, but with the more things that are revealed, I'm hoping that she is waking up to the fact that this man has been lying to you and misrepresenting his life. Yeah. You know?
And just to reiterate again, I hope she don't define her strength as a woman
by how much
she can take.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it's stronger. Well, not sometimes. Most of the time, it's stronger to just walk away than to see how much you can take. You get what I'm saying?
So, Ashley says that the only thing that could make her say no is if something catastrophic happens. Like, her intuition is insane. This is truly a leap of faith.
Okay.
So Tyler tells his friends that he thinks that, you know, they're good. He's 100%, but he's not really sure what she's going to say until she gets up there.
Yeah.
Jake, his friend, says that he's happy for him and he hopes it works out. He can tell that Tyler is all in.
Yeah.
So her dad is going to be walking her down the aisle. She talks about how her mom really did the heavy lifting when it came to raising her. So her dad should just be happy that he's here.
Yeah, because I think he go walking down the aisle, but the mother's going to give her away.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even for that, I'm just thinking like, Ashley, if your father wasn't around in your life and you saw how much that hurt you and how much you had to forgive and get over in your adulthood, then that does make me wonder within this past year, you know, we don't know all the details, but if we're going from what we've been told, do you really want to be with somebody who's going to disown their children, you know? And like, do you feel comfortable being a part of a marriage with somebody who does that? And to me, you know, yes, you can be the apple of his eye, the woman he loves and all this type of stuff. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I mean, if that is who he is as a person, I wouldn't be surprised if he would do that to you next. No. I mean, who's to say? You
have those people that be like, well, he didn't abandon my kids. So hopefully you're not one of those people, you know?
Yeah. So Tyler has a final toast with his guys. Ashley's ladies, her mom and her grandma, they're all very happy for her.
Yeah.
And Tyler sees his mom. He starts crying. He tells her that he's nervous, but the mom tells him like, you're fine. She asks him if he's sure. And he just says that he's going to be in shambles when he sees her. He thinks that this will be good. His dad isn't there, but in a way he's happy his dad didn't come. Because he wouldn't be able to be this emotional around his father.
Yeah, I hear you.
So her dad encourages her to know that there's always bright skies after the rain and that this is going to be a journey. They both get to the altar and they both say, I do.
And they both jump over the broom. The pastor said, basically, you know, he gave the whole history of jumping over the broom, of basically sweeping your old life and jumping into a new one, a clean slate. And that's what Tyler doing.
That's exactly what he did.
That's exactly what he did. Let's move on.
So we've got Taylor and Garrett.
Yes.
So we see flashbacks of their love story. Yeah. She loves Garrett and can totally see a future with him. Garrett wants to make sure that his yes means yes before he actually says it. He's been very introspective and just inspecting all of his feelings and just making sure that he really feels the way he thinks he feels.
That's nice.
So Taylor's mom presents her with like a baby bonnet that she had like for her since she was born, and this is going to be the something old that Taylor is going to carry down with her while she gets married.
Yeah.
Taylor's dad helps Garrett put on his bow tie, and it was just a nice moment for Garrett to explain that he really loves Taylor and that he's going to be dedicated to her. And he sees that she is a beautiful person, and the dad has talked about how Taylor is their gift to the world, and he's like, and I appreciate the gift that she is. I'm not going to try to change her or box her in. Like, I'm going to, you know, enhance the gift that you guys have created.
Yeah, I like what Garrett said that.
So the dad talks about how he has experienced a lot of loss with his friends, and his brother passed away, and he tells him there's going to be rough times, but you guys can get through it. Fong, Taylor's mom, held their family together, and Taylor was there for her dad for 2 weeks while he was grieving his brother's death.
Now start right here for a second. This is the first time we've seen the father on camera.
Yeah.
And I will say this: great energy. He comes off as very likable,
genuine,
very likable. I ain't gonna hold you, Blair. When he said he wearing his brother tie, I had to pause it a little bit just for 45 seconds. Okay, 48 seconds, right? I was like, ooh, you know, it's a little emotional. And I don't know how to say this because Blair kind of poisoned the well for me with Taylor. I was a big fan of Taylor until Blair said that she's moving to San Diego, and why would you come on the show on Love is Blind DC to move this man to San Diego?
That's a question.
But you poisoned the well for me, right? But her parents are so likable, at least come off as so likable, that it kind of made me like Taylor. You get even more. Even the fact that the mother held on to like her baby thing and she put it on and things like that. And the father come down. He, as much as he didn't want to be on camera, he came down. He didn't know what he was doing with that bow tie in the pocket square. He said, "Sorry, I can't help you with the pocket square."
Yeah.
You know, so but just for him to be open in that moment, for him to be like, "I'm wearing my brother's tie," and that like he passed away, and that like he had 8 groomsmen, only 4 is left, and just those type of things to basically let him know, like, you know, that, you know, kind of speaking of his mortality, speaking of his family mortality, kind of saying like, look, you have my support. And they just have good energy, both of Taylor's parents.
They do.
Yes,
they do. And I do feel like, you know, when they move to San Diego, like Garrett is just going to be so accepted and welcomed by that family.
For sure.
It's going to feel like he's always been part of the family.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a thing of like, oh my gosh, I'm in San Diego, all I have is Taylor. Like, I think He's going to be friends with her cousins. He's going to be over at the mom's house, like hanging out with the mom and the dad. Like he's going to not, I'm not going to say he's not going to miss his family, but he's not going to miss the family unit. There will be a family unit for him in San Diego.
Yeah.
So Garrett's parents arrive, and the mom says that, you know, you're usually not spontaneous when it comes to decisions like this. But he talks about how he slept well last night. He thinks that's a good sign. His dad was kind of cracking some jokes throughout. He was just like, well, I didn't sleep well. What does that mean?
Yeah.
And Garrett was just like, you ain't got to make the decision. So Garrett says that they are both very sure about each other.
Yeah. The thing that's so, what I picked up from this, Taylor parents married on the 13th. Garrett parents married on the 13th.
Yes.
Right?
And they're married.
Yes.
On the 13th.
But I will say this, right? Because we ain't get married on the 13th. That's not what I'm going to say.
Okay.
If you see the comparison of both parents, the mother's still not over it. The mother is not. The mother is, even though she's like, I'm here, I'm dressed, I bathe.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
She's hurt.
Yeah, I don't like this, especially with the whole San Diego thing. I'm not feeling this. I feel like this woman came and robbed my son and took him across the country. The mother probably never been to San Diego. You get what I'm saying? So I like the fact that the mother still supported her child, even though you could tell by her language and by her just energy, if I'm going to talk like Ramses, right, that she is hurting bad.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But I like the fact that they came together and supported each other.
Yeah, and they both said, I do.
Yes. Was there any doubts that either of them was going to say I do?
No, I knew Taylor and Garrett would say I do. I was hoping that Ashley would come through with let me
Ashley lost.
See what's going on first, but she don't want to see what's going on. She's taking Tyler at face value and diving into the situation.
She lost. She lost.
So I think my thing with Ashley is just like, just because, you know, you're getting older, you want to get married, and you feel like you're kind of at the bottom of the barrel with dating.
Yeah.
Like, don't allow a liar into your life.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my only thing. Like, I feel like there's other things to compromise on, or other things to be accepting of. Just the fact that, like, yes, somebody maybe was married before. Maybe somebody does have children from a previous relationship. You know, you get to the age where people have lived life and have loved and, you know, have children to show of that love. Yeah. And I think that's totally fine, and just knowing and learning how to accept that. But for someone to lie and manipulate you to get you in a certain position, I'm just like, yeah, you didn't have to accept that.
And if she was to say no, I would have been right again. I would have been right with the end result. But kind of like how we got there, I said in the beginning of this season that this will be a record of how many women is going to say no at the altar. A lot of people didn't even make it to the altar.
That was crazy. All
right? So I was right, even though I was wrong. Kind of, but I was right. But I was definitely right about the Ramses and Marissa, and I also was right about not liking Tyler at all. Be careful of men that love bomb you. A real man will give you a game plan, a whole like blueprint of what you can do to serve him, right? And how he will serve you. That's most importantly right there. Because every time I'm back to Ramses. Every time I heard Ramses talk, I always heard of how she has to serve him.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I ain't hear no blueprint. I ain't get no like anything of no like how you gonna serve her and help her. It's just like your energy is off. I don't know how we gonna mesh. Be a man. You get what I'm saying? like basically, be a man.
Yes, you're passionate, my love.
I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
I mean, I'm not sorry.
Don't be sorry.
It's that toxic masculinity, because sometimes you need a little toxic. You get what I'm saying? You know, what is that thing that say on the Powerpuff Girls?
Sugar,
spice, everyday nice. And then what makes it a Powerpuff Girls is the chemical X, right? In men, there is something called the little chemical X. I'm not talking about the chemical X that put his hands on you.
Testosterone.
Yeah, thank you, right? Ramses didn't have no testosterone in him. He's talking about energy. Make up a plan. You see your wife, or like you see your fiance over here struggling with her day-to-day. Ask, how can I help you with your day-to-day so you don't come home with this type of energy?
But it was too much on him. He was like, I didn't get enough time to myself. Take time to yourself. I don't know what to say.
Exactly.
Tell her you need some time. Go for a run.
Trust me. If there's anything about a man do not have no problem taking time for himself. So that's why I'm like, Ramses, I'm off you. I've been off you. I was right. Y'all can put that in the comments below. But we will be back next week on the 30th.
Done.
Oh, I thought it was over.
And I mean, because we just talking.
Oh, you're right. Go ahead. No. You're right. Go ahead.
Because if we're going to compare, which I don't like comparing couples because
Okay.
everybody's journey is their own, but
You're
I'm
right.
going to compare because we're here. So if I'm comparing Taylor and Garrett versus Tyler and Ashley.
Help me.
And just the way. So I think there is a way to go about this process without love bombing and sharing empty nothings with each other. I think that, yes, it's a fast process and you can end up loving somebody quickly.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking at Garrett and Taylor, they got to know each other on all levels. At least that's what we were showed on their intellectual, work, business minded, family, goals and aspirations for their future. When it came to Ashley and Tyler, it was a lot of I love you, I'm sure of you, you know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of like
It's a leap of faith.
right. And I'm just like, okay, well, do you guys like Chris has said, like, do you guys know where you want to live? Like, have you guys talked about careers and, you know, how that's going to work as far as income? You know, what does it look like for you guys to share a life together and to come together with both of your families? I don't think we were even introduced to Tyler's family except for his mom at this last episode.
Who knows?
So it was just lacking a lot of depth to
Yeah.
me when it came to their relationship and how they even knew that they were in love. Like, yes, love is a feeling, and I think it's luck as well.
Yeah.
But not only did they Garrett and Taylor kind of base things on their feelings, there was a practicality to their relationship that they figured that they could work and make work together.
And you're 100%
So,
right, because you know why you're right, Blair? Because Garrett wasn't in the pods crying every episode,
Well.
talking about how much you are the most beautiful person I ever met to a wall.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, wait till the reunion, y'all.
Yeah.
Because like once we get more information, I'm really gonna give my last thoughts on the whole season, and Blair's gonna give her thoughts on the whole season once we have all the information. Because I'm not done talking about Ramses, I'm definitely not done talking about Tyler, and I am not done talking about Alex.
And they keep talking about the reunion and how the truth was going to come out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna be waiting.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
disappoint.
Oh yeah,
Don't disappoint.
I'm ready. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Y'all be good.
Bye.